The CR-V is Honda's best-selling model, but is it the best compact SUV for a family? We will discuss.
But first, here's how much the Honda CR-V costs.
First things first, we're driving a 2025 model, and a refresh is coming for 2026, but it shouldn't be radically different from what we have here. Sweetie, what do we have here?
Here we have a lot of shiny black plastic, which I typically don't like because it really shows off fingerprints and dust. But what I do like here is that it has this pattern, which is kind of a miniature of the vent design. So it gives it a little bit of texture and ties it all together.
And hide some of the smudgy, dusty stuff.
The interior's a little bit on the plain side, so the bits of visual flair that are here really stand out. I love the metallic look of these knobs.
This is real Honda simplicity. The immediate intuitive qualities of this interior, everything just works.
There's lots of small storage in here. We've got a deep pocket in the door, a handy little nook here. The phone zone has room for 2 phones to rest and 1 wireless phone charger.
Plus adjacent ports, and you got the cup holders back here that are far enough away that they don't interfere with any of the controls. And behind that, we've got a very large center console. We're driving the fanciest rendition of Honda CR-V, which is why we have the optional leather seats. What I'm really enjoying is the shape. I've got like no pressure points, surprisingly good lateral support.
I was really impressed by how well they held me in place, and I really appreciate how adjustable the driver's seat is. I was able to get into a comfortable driving position.
Seated behind my ideal front seat position, there is a staggering amount of space, both in the outboard and in that middle position. What about you, kiddo? How you fitting back there?
I'm fitting pretty good.
What about climbing aboard? Any challenges?
I was able to step aboard with no problems.
Ingress and egress is another real strong point here too, because it's not too high, not too low. And not only is it easy for a kid to get in and out, if you have aged parents, they can also climb aboard with minimal fuss. Those back seats do recline too, to a generous degree. If I had any challenge with it, it's that when you pull the release, they want to flop all the way back, and it's a little bit awkward to try and get the right position.
They just want you to chill out, dude.
So do I. So do I. Behind those second row seats, we have 39.3 cubic feet in the regular gasoline version of the Honda CR-V. And it's really funny too, because sometimes you'll like look at a midsize and it's like, I don't think that's better than you'd get in a compact. See, generationally, vehicles get larger, so what was previously a true compact has grown into more of a midsize context, which is why you have subcompacts that come in, and they will continue to grow in, so then we'll have to have subcompacts, and then eventually you might have to rethink the names altogether.
I wasn't paying attention. Can you repeat that?
Yes, small thing get bigger. As mentioned, we're driving the hybrid version, and cargo space is slightly smaller because I'm pretty sure there's a battery under there somewhere. That also means no underfloor cargo space, but still plenty of room to work with. We also don't have remote releases, but I can just lean in and pull the releases. It's really quite easy to get to. You have a 60-40 split, and, well, okay, that was a little awkward. Okay, it's still a little awkward. It continues to be awkward. We got it, we got it. Oh, and actually, yeah, there's a little bit of a hump there, but still plenty of space to work with. It is a simple but flexible cargo space. In similar fashion, Flying Eyes Eyewear is very flexible. If you're curious how that patented flexibility, well, the flexibility isn't patented, but the material that they're made out of certainly is. If you're curious how that makes exceptionally comfortable and durable eyewear for pilots, but also normal land-based human beings, just like perhaps you, click the link in the description below. If you'd like to support our channel, you can save 10% when you use the promo code Micah. Let's get another cool shot of that cargo area.
Whoa.
Here, it's even cooler. Look at that. Wow. Yeah. Honda offers an optional power hatch, and then on our Sport Touring trim, it's the only trim that offers a kick activation feature, and to my great surprise, it worked the very first time my child tried to use it. Sweetie, what's the car seat situation?
There are lower anchors and top tethers in the outboard positions. They do not have a cover on them, so they are super easy to snap into. I'm 5'2". Behind a workable front seat position for myself, there is room for a rear-facing car seat.
As for safety, the NHTSA has rated this generation Honda CR-V 5 stars overall. It is an IIHS top safety pick. We have 10 airbags in the cabin here, plus a full suite of active driver assist technology. Family, I'm running out of breath. Before I do run out of breath, tell us, is this family friendly?
Family friendly.
Family friendly.
Family friendly. Rear window test.
Yeah.
That's not all the way down. Now you can get back to dancing now. Bum, 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 bum. Armrest test. Driving in a comfortable 8 and 4, easy access to the inboard and outboard armrest, solid squish factor inboard, outboard, minimal cushioning. I'm gonna go 90% inboard, 65% outboard. Moving onward to style. This generation Honda CR-V was launched for the 2023 model year. I still think it looks attractive. It's not really like pushing any boundaries stylistically. Boxy, tasteful. Thoughts?
You basically said what I was going to say, which is handsome but not flashy.
Like a Micah Muzio type?
I don't know. That Casa Bonita shirt has a lot of flair. There is danger of this looking like just a big box, so I appreciate the curvy bits on the lower bumper, front and rear. And I really like the chrome element that is only available on the hybrid.
I'll add that if you're looking for a little bit more style from your CR-V, a refresh is coming for the 2026 model year. They're also introducing a Trail Sport model, which should add a veneer of ruggedness. To us, the CR-V style doesn't have wow factor, but it is doing the job and it's not making us mad. And for us, that's pretty good. But what do you think? Do you like the CR-V style? Do you dislike it? Tell us in the comments. Also, thank you for watching this video. Thank you for liking, subscribing, leaving a fine comment. Whatever you do to support us, we appreciate it. Moving on, we're to In Motion. This is the CIA gray man of automobiles. It just draws no attention to itself. Is it the smoothest vehicle ever driven? No. Quietest? No. But it is well above the bar of acceptability, and so you just don't think about it. Has anybody ever told you that a big key to success is just showing up? The CR-V kind of does that. It just sort of shows up and does what you have asked it to do. Wow, actually, that's pretty darn successful. We're driving the hybrid version of the CR-V, and what's so interesting about the hybrid CR-V is that Honda has positioned it as the sporty one, floored. Whee! So we do get that immediate electric pull, then the gasoline engine kicks in, but it all melds together in a pretty smooth way. One thing I noticed is coming up the long hill to our mountain, you get a lot of that engine racing quality, that kind of thing. It's just doing what it needs to do to make the power it needs to make. We do have a few drive modes to mess around with. Of course, we got normal, and we have sport mode, which is interesting because that's added specifically in the hybrid. There's also an econ mode, and then we also have a snow mode. For my purposes, the entire time driving this thing around, normal has been perfectly adequate. We have more than adequate acceleration, but how smoothly can I stop the hybrid? Because oftentimes hybrid brakes can be a little bit tricky to manage. Can I come to a limo stop in the Micah Muzio limo test?
Ooh, I'm impressed. I was not able to stop that smoothly.
The brake pedal actually feels pretty good for a hybrid in this thing. Maybe it just requires a little bit more familiarity, but yeah, that definitely passes the limo test. It feels like I have to be blown away by how amazing things are to really love driving a vehicle, but this version of driving a vehicle where everything just works and draws no attention to itself is also pretty satisfying. That's what I think about driving the Honda CR-V. What does Sweetie think? Evie's at the wheel. As you're pulling away here, give it some juice or whatever.
Juice?
And see.
What kind of juice?
Power juice. Give it some power juice.
Power juice! Ooh,
How'd that feel?
tasty. Seriously though, I really like the hybrid version of this. It's zippy off the line.
Make a U-turn here. Is this agile enough for
Ooh.
Sweetie's needs?
Yes. One thing I did notice is that I have a hard time turning smoothly.
Take a left here and let's see what you're doing.
This isn't a great example because it's a wide corner, but on the tight ones, it's like a rubber band where it wants to come back to center.
Okay, gotcha. So it's pulling you back, and then that pulling you back is maybe a little bit harder for you to manage because you're not as ripped as a standard Micah Muzio.
That is correct.
See, the important thing in YouTube is to always insert self-congratulatory praise into all of your comments.
That's why you're such a great YouTuber.
That's a great observation. You must be very smart and have married a really smart person. See, that's how you do it. I didn't notice any issues with the steering, but this is why we have two people driving it. Did you find it off-putting, or is it just something to get used to?
It's definitely something I just had to get used to.
What about the dimensions? Do you feel like you kind of understand where the edges are in this car?
Yes, maneuvering on our teeny tiny roads, tight parking spots, that inspired a lot of confidence.
And then what about visibility? Any challenges?
Visibility is great all around.
If we were in the market for a compact SUV, are there any game killers that would prevent you from wanting to drive a Honda CR-V?
No game killers here.
Excellent. I'm getting back to the driver's seat. Moving on, we're to remarks. The standard infotainment system is a 7-inch screen, and it comes with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and then there's an optional 9-inch screen on the higher trims, and then you get wireless smartphone connectivity with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. We have the 9-inch version, and it does seem to have the essentials here: a screen, and then some buttons and knobs.
Knobs.
Sorry, a knob. That was a test, sweetie, and you passed. After correctly identifying that that is one knob, I think
And it's so tiny,
It is
too.
tiny. You're going to qualify as our infotainment expert. Can you tell us, how did you find using this?
I appreciate the physical controls. Sometimes they put everything in the screen. I don't like that. The different icons are color-coded so that you know what is what out of the corner of your eye. Really easy to use, and there are handy shortcuts at the bottom.
In terms of usability, it's really, really simple.
And I really appreciate how closely it's mounted to the driver. That makes it an easy reach even for a short person like myself.
Poke. In the gauge cluster zone, it's interesting. We've got a 7-inch screen that handles the left side, and on the right side, you've got an analog speedometer. To my eyes, it works just fine.
Ooh, and I like that there's a little indicator that shows you who has their seatbelt buckled and who does not.
Way to stay safe, kiddo.
I'm buckled with my seatbelt.
Leaps out window.
Whee!
Last thing, 5 USB-C ports come standard. Wow. And now let's take a look under the hood in a test inspired by my buddy Brian. Here's how you open the hood on a Honda CR-V. Boy, I do like those struts, making it easy to lift that up. Here's where you check the oil level, here's where you add oil, and here's where you add the washer fluid. And if you're wondering what the Honda CR-V's horn sounds like, all right, let's talk engine choices. The base engine is a 1.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder paired with a continuously variable transmission. Then there's the 2-liter hybrid that we're driving. With either engine, if you want all-wheel drive, that'll be an extra $1,500, and premium fuel is recommended.
Sweetie,
Yeah,
please share our trim recommendation.
I will. Our trim recommendation is which trim will give you the essential Honda CR-V features you'd regret not getting, but at the lowest possible price. We're going to recommend the EX trim. It's $2,250 more than the base LX, but it adds alloy wheels, heated front seats, a 10-way power driver's seat, dual zone climate control, blind spot warning, that moonroof, and smart key access. If you're ready to buy a Honda CR-V of your very own, click the Kelley Blue Book pricing link in the description below to learn what you can get for your current car on trade-in and what you should spend on a Honda CR-V. In the beginning of this video, we posed a question: is the Honda CR-V the best compact SUV for a family? Okay, it really depends on what your priorities are. If your priority is having, let's say, a gas-sipping plug-in hybrid variant, Honda doesn't offer that. If you want to go into nature in a semi-rugged way, the CR-V, at least in current form, doesn't really do that. If you want the absolute cheapest base price, the CR-V is not the best choice. With all that said, what if you just want a vehicle that adds zero friction to your life?
That's the kind of thing I get excited about. Like when I get into a vehicle and I automatically know how to use everything. I don't have to think about it. I can think about my family and what I'm planning to do that day. I really appreciate a vehicle that feels like it's working with me.
The room for people and cargo is outstanding. It's also super, super safe. There's the implied reliability of a Honda badge. It's also reasonably efficient because you get the hybrid option. I'm reminded of the Howard Hawks quote about what a good movie is. It's 3 good scenes and no bad ones. That whole concept is wrapped up in the Honda CR-V. Put more succinctly, if you were looking to buy a compact SUV, we'd probably buy a CR-V.
Oh wait, we did.
We actually did, yeah.
Oh yeah, and it's like 11 years old.
This one's a lot nicer than ours.
Oh yeah.
I don't think anything's died in this yet, so that's cool. All that said, if you just can't connect with the Honda CR-V, some competitors include the Chevrolet Equinox, Mazda CX-50, Toyota RAV4, and the Subaru Forester. Did we miss any remarks? If so, tell us in the comment section. And now, it is our daughter's time to shine. Child, can you tell us what is your favorite feature in the Honda CR-V?
I like the little clicky part on the knobs, and also the little clicky switch things that do nothing except click.
Yeah, it shows you where it's centered, and it's like, I don't know if that's even a necessary function, but it does convey a little bit of like a, oh, okay, this is kind of fancy, huh? That clicking ability probably cost like 32 cents for the entire vehicle. Well spent on that 32 cents, Honda. Family, I think we've done a good job reviewing the Honda CR-V. May I have a 5 and a 5, and you come get your high five. Blammo! And now please enjoy our AI-generated Honda CR-V Synopsis Song featuring a very clearly AI-generated Ben Gibbard.
Oh, the Honda's here to stay. It drives me home each day. No grand speed, but it will play. Love it in its humble way.